All right, guys. So let's talk about helmets and my thoughts on them and stuff. And I have them all here. These are not all the helmets in the game, but they're all the ones that I use commonly. I'm going to explain why, my thoughts on them, and which ones are ranked where and such and whatnot. Next to them are each ammo type that they can block. So these level 5 and up can block these and these and these and these and these, but these can't block these, but they can block all of these, but they get penetrated by these. So basically, any of these ammo stacks next to the helmet and down are blocked, except for these. These are the god rounds of PvP that go through anything, no matter what, pretty much. So they'll one tap and alternate and stuff for symmetry. Okay, so let's start with the meme helmets. These helmets are trash, and I see a lot of new players that wear these. These make you look stupid. When you see a person wearing these, they're either ready to die or they don't know how to play Tarkov. So there's a couple of values of armor that make them effective, and they're right here. So ricochet chance and armor class. Ricochet chance is really where the bread and butter of helmets are, because once you get to the end game or the end stages of a wipe, most people are running PvP rounds, and for me, PvP rounds mean rounds that consistently pen level 5 or 6, because that means that you're ready to kill anybody no matter what they're wearing. And if you have anything less than that, you have to gamble on hitting them more times or getting a ricochet off them or having it blocked by level 5 and 6 armor. So ricochet chance being low is bad. I don't think it goes lower than that. I don't think there's very low, because low is already going to not happen usually, but it can happen because we also have an example of low. Oh, condors are medium. That makes a lot of sense. I thought they were low, but does this one? High. Okay, never mind. So these are just trash all around. Armor class 2. I think even PST GZH pens level 2. I don't really know. The only thing that's not going to pen level 2 are these rounds that have absolutely no penetration at all. They're leg meta rounds. But they're going to go through the visor or hit your eyes. This visor isn't actually armor, I don't think. Nope, because right here it doesn't list that it covers the eyes. So this is actually just for aesthetic and to fuck with your screen. So pretty useless. Every time I spawn in with one of these as a scav, I throw it on the ground so that I can hear better. It also reduces the amount that you can hear. Somewhere around there. Who cares? Anyways, so don't ever use these. All right, so now we have these two choices. So these are interesting and they're pretty unique. The Shattered Mask is the go-to PvP headwear for people that are looking to run budget PvP kits. And the reason for that being it's high ricochet chance, which honestly, for most people, when they think about helmets and stuff, it puts them on the same tier as the rest of these helmets, because a lot of the good helmets are going to share that aspect of having high ricochet chance. But a little known fact about the Shattered Mask that I think a couple wipes ago or last wipe, it was brought to light by a video, but the Shattered Mask doesn't actually protect your entire forehead. So like it goes all the way up to the crown of your skull, right? But the limit of protection actually ends at the eye hitbox here. So you can still get head, top of the headed by it, but anything about your eyebrow and below is protected by the high ricochet chance. So it's not actually a full frontal facial protection device, but it can save you. I've seen it ricochet M61, M62, 7N1, all these crazy ammos that one tap everyone to the head, because once again, it's all about the high ricochet chance. But with that in consideration, you can get the same protection through, and more effective protection through some of these other helmets, and we'll get to that. But for the price, you can't beat it. And then you have the Condors that share a level 1 armor class, but it's not really about the armor class. It's about the medium ricochet chance. So this medium ricochet chance means that it can cause a ricochet on any round in the game, hitting you from the best bullet to the worst bullet. And the armor class level 1 means that it'll at least protect you from the leg meta ammos that have 0 penetration. But that's actually still useful in itself, because if someone like takes like RIP ammo to your face, it's gonna not head eyes you. Either they're gonna have to hit you in the jaw, which could save your life. But these help a lot. I don't know why they help so much, but they do. And when you mix them with these helmets that don't have any kind of visor protection or anything below the top of the head protection, like your jaw or anything, then mixing these up with them can actually save your life a bit, and they're fairly cheap. But not something that's necessary for every single kit. but useful. But now let's talk. Oh yeah, also these rounds would pen the shit helmets, but won't pen these because they are just slightly below the penetration value. PST might. That might actually be wrong, but regardless, you're not really banking on this blocking anything, either of these. So it's not even really a consideration. So these guys, well, let's move these up to look better. So these guys, they are what most people wear, and you see I've tricked these out to basically show you the options, but we'll talk about that. So with these helmets, you start to get into not only the ricochet chance and the armor class, but also the armor points are a factor, and the armor area is a factor, as well as the material made, what they're made out of. So we'll start with left to right, right? So this one has a high armor point total out of all these, and we'll talk about why armor point is important in a bit. A high ricochet chance, but a low armor class of 3, meaning that it doesn't block the majority of rounds. Now, if we skip ahead to the level 4 here, and you see all of these ammos that can pen level 4, plus these, I bet you'll notice that they're all the bullets that people actually use. So, makes sense, right? But another really, really big downside for this helmet is that it only covers the top of the head and the nape, meaning that it doesn't have ear protection. And ear protection is one of the aspects of helmet that you actually want the most. And personally, I don't wear any other helmets that don't have ear protection, at least not without worrying about it. Sometimes I wear the Bastion with the level 6 applique. So why is ear protection important? Well, this also ties into why armor durability is important. So when your helmet takes a round, the chance of that round being blocked is based on the durability of the helmet first and foremost. Just like armor, that dictates if it's going to penetrate or not. So when you have a higher overall durability, it kind of takes away from that total pool more so than, say you get a 95 helmet shot to 50%, it's still going to be more resistance than a 25 helmet shot to 50%, because there's a higher armor pool that's going to be able to soak more damage from a round that's incoming, right? Because each round has armor damage values. So anyways, more health points, more hits taken. And with a helmet like this, it's really good all around. Level 4 is good all around. High ricochet chance, combined materials is one of the best materials. And the reason you want a good material is for the damage resistance that it involves. But the really good thing is that you can mount these side plates on it, which take away the weaknesses of a helmet like this and mitigate it by giving you ear protection. Now, not only that, but the ear protection itself has a high ricochet chance and pretty high armor point chance, pretty high armor class too. But you would be surprised by the amount of times that you get saved by ear protection. It's honestly super, super vital, because when you're repositioning and stuff, the chance of you taking a shot to the side of the head is very likely, as well as when you get ambushed, because the chance of someone shooting you in the side of the head to initiate a fight on you is pretty high in this game with all the angles and stuff. So not only that, but there's also a bug in the game, kind of, and I don't know if it's still there, where if you take a hit and it kind of ricochets off your visor or something, or passes through, but when it hit your head hitbox or some such like that, it can actually kind of ricochet and deflect and hit your ear and instantly kill you, or rounds flying past you can glitch into your ear hitbox, I hear, and instantly kill you, which is interesting. But I've noticed that nothing like that happens to me as long as I wear ear protecting helmets. So I would advise. Now, with these ones, you also have the famous penis helmet, and then this one, the other starting budget helmet. With these two helmets, it's my opinion that this one is actually the better one, but harder to get, because they share the same values, but this one protects the ears, so it's going to prevent side shots from killing you. Now, how useful are helmets really? Well, there's a couple things about them, right, that you should consider, and I think laying out the ammo like this kind of lays it all out there for you pretty simply, right? So helmets are pretty useful, but they're not meant to save your life. They're meant to give you more chance of surviving, right? So when you wear a helmet like this, like a level 4 helmet, as long as whatever is shooting you hits the helmet area that it protects, it's going to possibly save you from instantly being one tapped. Now, it's not going to save you against a person with the perfect aim and good bullets, but what we're really concerned about protecting versus is scavs and people that didn't bring the proper equipment. So when I talk about gear for PMCs and stuff, I put it this way, that level 4 and down is for PvE, meaning scavs. It'll stop most of the rounds that scavs spawn with. And level 5 and up is for PvP, because level 5 and plus armor is the only class of armor, level 5 and 6, that can block these big boy rounds right here, and block them multiple times in most occasions, but not these. Well, it can help you take an additional hit from rounds like these, whereas some of these rounds even will one tap you straight off the bat with anything less than level 5. Like 7 and 1 is a MPS is similar one. I don't have that, should be here, both for the Mosin that will go through level 4. So basically, wearing a level 4 plus helmet ensures you against all these rounds, depending on which one you pick, but also all the rounds that aren't included that scavs typically have. So if someone doesn't come in with meta gear, and imagine that there's 12 PMCs in a raid, 6 of them have meta gear, 5 of them don't, and then there's you've eliminated 50% of the competition from having the ability to easily kill you just by wearing a helmet. Whereas if you went in with no helmet, then someone level 2, level 10 with a shotgun could get a lucky one tap on you from any range with magnum buckshot. Now, does that mean that you should bring one every raid and that it's vital? Not at all. So if you're starting out the game and you don't have a lot of money, playing smart and playing carefully and not being seen would be ideal, and you should budget, and not going with a helmet and just trying to find one, take one off a scav, etc. can probably be a smarter way to go than wasting money. But if you have the money, if you have multiple millions of rubles, then buying a 20k helmet like this is really a good move. Especially if you can still wear ears with them and everything. But as far as helmets like this go, with a face shield that's pretty low but high ricochet chance, this one has a medium ricochet chance, but the best material in the game and a lot of armor points. Something like this is a great helmet to use on a small map like Factory, because once again, this whole helmet I think is like 40k, and this face shield is going to guarantee that you can't be one shot by scavs or by low levels doing their quests and stuff, which is a very, very good option compared to this, because what's going to happen in a map like Factory is lots and lots of scavs and lots of shotguns. So you kind of want to mix and match based on what you're going to do. You wouldn't really want to wear the kiver on woods or anything so you could hear, but on woods you definitely would want something like this because of the threat of getting shot from afar, just for the slight ricochet chance. Now with these ones you start to get real good. These are mostly the ones that I like to wear, and these are cool and stuff. Oh yeah, let me talk about this. So with the slap, this turns this helmet into one that is almost on the level of these, but the reason that I've ranked these higher is because this one can take a level 6 application mod to it, whatever, but these ones can all have visors, and this one is cheap but it has ear protection. So these are basically my favorite helmets. This one is the worst of them because it doesn't have ear protection, but it's still level 4 high ricochet chance, and this one's ultra high molecular weight polythene, high ricochet chance, level 4. So all around really good. Yeah, so these are all level 4 and up, and pretty good. The Aventail is one of the only helmets that can protect your lower nape, which is basically like where your back of your head meets your neck, and that's something that can be considered because none of these other helmets protect that zone, which is an interesting thought. One reason to stay facing your enemy. And then these helmets, a lot of people, they don't like wearing things like Altons and stuff because of how much it reduces the noise. But something that isn't very well known is the fact that this Alton reduces the noise just as much as these shit helmets did, or just as much as this one does, but gives you incredible protection compared to these. You know, level 5 means the majority of rounds that people are using this wipe aren't going to penetrate. But a little known fact about these helmets is if you go to your skills, at level 53 I have level 40 perception, and there's no real way to power level this, but my hearing distance is increased by 28%, meaning that once I get to elite level in this, I'm going to have such a huge bonus that it's actually going to outweigh the penalties that the helmet's going to give me. So I'm actually going to have like something like 15 or 20% better hearing than a new player with no helmet while I'm wearing the Alton. Crazy to think about. So really the Alton is viable with high level perception, a little bit of practice, and I think it's meant that way to relegate it to high levels mainly for most of its use. So it's so heavy too, at 5 kilograms by itself, that I wouldn't recommend running it until you have very high level strength. But yeah, that'll sum it up. That's basically my thoughts on helmets. They're useful. They're not worth going broke over. They will save your life from an accident, and they're meant for poor people and scavs. So are they useless? No. But are they vital? No. All right. Thanks.